Hi friends, welcome back to another vlog. You guys, I am so excited for this week's video because this week we are just going to be crafting and doing some fun projects that I usually don't have time for, but because it is the time between Christmas and New Year's, I do have some time. My goal for these next 2 weeks is just to relax and just crochet and do whatever I want basically. And I love crafting, I love crocheting, so I definitely want to do some of that. I think it's only right to start off this vlog by going to Michael's. We have $20 in credits that we can spend, and I think I'm going to pick up some yarn to make a sweater. I'm not sure when I'm gonna make it, but I might as well get the yarn because I'm not really paying for it, so let's go to Michael's. Full disclosure, we're at a different Michael's than I'm used to. I didn't mean to come to this one, but I'm picking up another Karen latte cake because I don't think I'm gonna have enough since I messed up the project that I was working on. So we have another one, and now I'm just looking for a yarn that I can make a different sweater in. But you know what? I'm having a very difficult time. There's a few that I really like. The macchiato cakes, the green is pretty, and they also have this one. It's also really pretty. Let me tell you guys the colorway. This one is in the color Boundless. It's very fall, very, I feel like, typical crochet sweater. And this one was in Nourish. I like this one, the painterly cakes, and this one is in Fresh Baked Bread. That tracks. I love bread. And then there's one more. This one is just the cotton cake, and this one is in the color Lighthouse. It's also really pretty. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's like neutral pink, gray, tans, and creams. So, but I don't think I want this for the project that I'm planning to do. So I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to keep looking, and I'll talk to you guys later. Also, I really like the cloud cakes that they have. Well, actually, I don't like the ones that they have. I had my phone on that cloud cake. Anyways, I don't like this particular one that is in front of me, but this one's cute, so I like them. But anyways, give me a second. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Here's a look at all the plush yarn. Everything is, all the yarn is buy one, get one half off. And I still haven't found anything that I want to use for my sweater, which sucks because the yarn has to be a little more defined and not like fluffy like this. So I can't find one that's one colored, like solid colored, and I would really prefer that. And honestly, this Michael's doesn't have as much yarn as my usual Michael's does. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna still look. I'm home now, and I can tell you what I got at Michael's. My dogs are already in here. So I did end up getting the Karen latte cake in cream because, like I said, I want to remake that sweater that I was working on. And actually, I threw it out, but it's, hold on. This is the sweater I was working on, but whatever I did, it was like crooked. It was not the same. So I wanted to frog it, and I tried to frog it, but you see, it got tangled somewhere. Like the fiber got so tangled that I can't even pull it apart. So I decided I'm gonna cut my losses. I cut this off, and I still have a big portion of this yarn left, but I got a backup skein just in case I don't have enough yarn for that. So I have this. If anything, I can always return it, of course, if I don't end up using it. For the other sweater that I want to make eventually, I don't know when I'm gonna make it, but it's the Camellia shell sweater from Jelly Donut Shop. Hi, Miso. It actually matches Miso. I got the pound of Big Twist yarn. Oh, it says more than a pound. Whatever. It's acrylic, and I think I'm just gonna wash it before I wear it or something so it gets super soft. But this, like in general, is already soft, and I would have gotten something from Karen Cakes because I really like them. But one, I was looking for something that was smooth, and two, I needed it to be solid colored, and everything from Karen was not solid colored, and their like regular yarn like this is not very soft, so I didn't want to get that. So I got Big Twist. This one has 1,093 yards, and the pattern says it takes about 1,200 yards. So I did end up picking up a loops and thread. I think, yeah, this is also acrylic. This is in the color Walnut, and they're very similar. They're not like an exact match, but we'll see. Maybe I won't need you know, a whole skein of this. I really don't know. And this one is in the color Toffee. So walnut and toffee. I know actually it looks like a really big difference on camera, but in person, okay, no, it looks the same. But you know what, whatever, we're gonna do what we can. So that's what I got at Michael's. Now we can get to crafting. The first thing that I'm going to make is a little star cookie for my mom. So I found this terracotta color from Chenille Home Slim. I have just a little bit of it left. I think it'll be enough for the star cookie. And she wanted some snowflakes on this one instead of the pearls. So here are some snowflakes I have. I don't think I'm going to be using any of the yellowy ones. I really just want to use the ones that are like reflect more like white and silver. I don't really like the yellow ones. So I also do have a white permanent marker that I can color like the underside of them. We'll see. But that is the first project that we're doing. And I'm going to embroider the little icing with cream from Parfait Chunky. Ta-da! We have one little starfish. I haven't stuffed her yet, but I think I'm going to do the embroidery details first, and then we'll stuff and add the eyes and all that good stuff. And last but not least, we will add the snowflakes. I'm actually going to take my pen and see if it'll make a difference if I color the back, and if not, then I'll just leave it as is. But I do want to see if that would work for the stars. Coloring the back of the star did not in fact change anything, and I'm not going to color the front of it, so I'm going to leave the stars as they are. And honestly, I just got my fingers dirty, and this is the pen that I'm using, if you guys are wondering. It's the Craft Smart Multi-Surface Premium Oil-Based Paint Pen, and it's very nice, but it got stuck. So that's why I got the paint all over my hand. We're just going to leave the stars as they are, and the way we're going to put them on is right around the border of where I'm putting the icing. The finished little star. I really like the little snowflakes on it. So it doesn't have any pearls because my mom didn't want any, but I think it's really cute. And here's what this little guy looks like when he's hanging on the tree. And also, if you guys have bigger crocheted items that you don't necessarily want to put on a little string, or you just don't want to put them on string period, I like to stuff little plushies into my tree like this anyways. So this is how the star would look, but for example, I have this mouse and it's just stuffed in there. I haven't hung it up. Even on the top of my tree, I have my little winter bear. He's not attached to the tree or anything. I just kind of stuck him in there, and I moved the branches to give him a little seat. It is time for another craft. We are bedazzling more Trader Joe's bags. If you guys have seen, I don't remember what vlog I said this in, but I think it was in one of my market prepping vlogs. But I bedazzled some Trader Joe's bags before, but I didn't finish what I started. So this is another bag that's going to my friend, and this one is my mom's, who she was supposed to give me this bag quite a bit ago, but she never did, so that's why I'm doing it now. Okay, I think I'm gonna start by laying out what I want first. So, ooh, we're definitely putting a little heart on here, a heart button, and then I have some tiny jellyfish. Can you guys even see that? They're little jellyfish charms that I found. I forgot I had them. I think we're gonna put them there. And I also have some letter beads, and I think those, will they fit here? These aren't meant to be straight either, just as an FYI. Okay, something like that. I don't know how much you guys can see, but we're gonna go with that. And also, I'm not sure why I brought these out here, but I do have these beads. I don't think I'm gonna put them on here, but anyways. Let's start by gluing the heart. Okay, these little jellyfish are gonna be so tricky. Maybe I should have done super glue for these. Alright, bag number 1 is done, with the exception of the little zipper charm stitch marker. And I'm gonna scrape some of this hot glue off because, oh, I can actually do it with my fingernail. I was gonna say I'll take a pair of scissors and do it, but my fingernails work good. Okay. Ta-da! Cute. I love these little jellyfish. I really hope they don't fall off. I think they're good. But let's move on to my mom's next. Cute. I think I always do them on this side. Oh no, I always do them on this side. Okay. So for my mom's, we have a little cutie pie frog, and we're gonna also give her a tomato and a heart. We're gonna do 2 buttons for her, and I debated writing something on her bag, but I think I'm not gonna do that, and I think we're just gonna get to gluing now. Also, I've had these frog charms for quite a while, and I meant to turn them into like actual charms instead of just like pieces, but then I never got around to it, and it seems like a lot of work. And when I was doing these the first time, I was like, oh, perfect, I'll just use them for this. So yeah, it turned out okay. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I'm gonna write mama on one of the straps, because mama is how you say mom in Polish. And I think I'm gonna put it here, M-A-M-A. We're putting a little tomato on here because it's a grocery shopping bag. Except my mom took out the grocery shopping bag. She's like, I just want it as a cute little purse in my bag. I was like, all right, listen, I get it. So anyways, ta-da! I totally didn't mean to put the tomato there, but it fell out of my hand. So I am going to, for my mom's, I'm going to add a little sunflower stitch marker. And for my friends, I'm going to do a little seashell. But I just have to find that first. And let me get the beads that say M-A-M-A. I'm back. Here are the 2 zipper charms I decided on. The sunflower is for my mom, and then the seahorse is going to be for my friend. And that's it. We're done with this craft. So I'm going to attach them and we'll be done. So the next project we're going to work on is actually a continuation of this project. So like I told you guys, I told my mom that I would bedazzle a little Trader Joe's bag for her because I did it to my own and she really liked it, which again, you guys saw me do this, but she also really loved the little gingerbread star cookies that I made, and I already made her one, but then I was like, can I make you some mini ones? Because I thought they were so cute in mini. So here we have, I want to say this is Petite Pearl from Michaels, and this one is definitely Petite Pearl, but this is like a light tan, and this is a darker shade, and that is Skinny Chenille in the cream color. I want to say Polar Bear it's called, maybe. Anyways, we're going to make a starfish in the light tan, in the dark brown, and then we're going to do some embroidery with the white. And I do have these little faux pearls that we are going to put on them as well. And I think we're going to use 10mm eyes for these. I used 12 for Premier Chenille Basics. We'll see how they look, but I am going to get started on these right now. Okay friends, I'm actually at a market today, but I'm finishing up making the little star cookie ornaments. These are for my mom. I made one in the lighter tan, and then I have one in the chocolate brown. And I'm about to do all the embroidery, and I also brought some glue and the fake pearls to add on to here. Hi friends, today is Monday, December 15th, and today's craft of the day is stitch markers. Okay, we're making stitch markers, and I do have an order for 1 stitch marker, but I don't know if you guys saw, I recently created a Patreon and I have 2 tiers on it so far. As you guys know, or if you were on my live, then I mentioned this, I do not have the capacity at the moment to make any more content. So for my Patreon, you can of course join it for free. However, I have 2 tiers right now. One is just a tip jar. It's $1 a month. It's just a tip jar, and I will share with you guys what I end up buying with tip money, and then maybe we can add some discount codes in there for my shop and whatnot, for patterns, whatever the case is. And then I do also have another tier, and this is the Stitch Marker Club. So for $12.50 a month, you guys get 1 stitch marker, and each month we can decide on what stitch marker will be exclusive for the Patreon. That means I will not sell this stitch marker anywhere else. It'll just be a Patreon exclusive. However, right now I only have 1 member, and I'm actually going to make a stitch marker for her now. But once we have at least 6 members, we can have a poll and choose the stitch marker of the month, and I think it'll be so cute. Right now I am sending out stitch markers a week from the 11th because that is when my first member joined. So that's what we're gonna have for now. I'm very excited. So if you guys would like to join my stitch marker club, which is basically like a guaranteed stitch marker, it's a subscription service essentially. It's kind of like the FabFitFun boxes or like the Ipsy bags. It's kind of like that, but with stitch markers. And the freebie for this month is a little plastic box where you can store your stitch markers. So without further ado, let me get to making these stitch markers. But if you guys would like to join my Patreon, I will have a link down below. You can join just as a free member, and you'll be notified anytime I post, or you can join one of the tiers that I have, which is just a tip jar or the little stitch marker subscription, up to you guys. But I am very excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. Maybe in the future I can make a different tier and we can have some more exclusive content, but at the moment I do not have the bandwidth to do that, so this is my way of doing something a little different. If you want to be part of my stitch marker club, you feel free to join, and there's room to grow. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and now I'm gonna get started on the stitch markers. Here is stitch marker number 1. It is a little gingerbread house, just in time for the holidays. This will be going out tomorrow, so hopefully it comes before Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So cute. I love it so much. And then this one is for my Patreon member, and it is a little Love Me Bear. I don't think I mentioned this before, but since we do not have enough members yet, I only have 1 member in my stitch marker club right now, but since we don't have the 6 members that I need to like do a poll and like vote on the stitch marker charms, I am letting all my Patreon members pick a charm from my shop, and this one is the Love Me Bear. I think it's so cute, and actually these 2 stitch markers have very similar color themes, but I love it so much. This is one of my favorite charms ever, so I'm super happy to have this going out tomorrow, and I think we will pack. And this little charm is one of my favorites, so I'm super happy that it's going out to one of my Patreon members. And yeah, you guys, I am so excited. If you want to join, I'll leave it down below. But that is the craft of the day, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow, because I do have a custom order that I am working on, but I need to get the pattern and the modification, and maybe we'll pick out the colors together. Hello. I'm not sure what day of crafts this is, but I have some little crystals, and today we are going to be bedazzling the Sonny Angel. Truth be told, this is not the Sonny Angel that I wanted to bedazzle, but you know what? We will use him. I wanted to bedazzle my ducky and make her like a bubblegum pink, but I have no idea where it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this orange color here in the corner, and we're going to put it all over the piggy's head. And there is no real reason why I wanted to do this besides the fact that I saw people advertising this bedazzling kit on TikTok, and I thought it would be fun to bedazzle a Sonny Angel. I have seen people bedazzle these as well, and I really would have liked to bedazzle a clownfish Sonny Angel. However, I no longer have like the doubles of them, and I don't want to ruin one of those, so I feel like we can do the piggy, the Christmas piggy. So this color is pretty close, so that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, I'm not really sure how this is gonna work, so I'm just gonna use this packaging as my little safety net. But this color is so pretty. It's like a brass color, really gorgeous. And maybe I should turn this around so the orange is near me. Okay, anyways, let's do a time lapse, and then I'll let you guys know my experience with this and how it works. So yep, I'm just gonna turn his head so it's easier for me to add all the little rhinestones. This is honestly such a fun craft, you guys. I got this little bedazzle kit off of TikTok, and it comes with 3 tubes of the B7000 glue. It also comes with the little, what do you call them, forceps? You know what I'm talking about. The name is escaping me, but it comes with those, the little tool to grab things, and then it also comes with a little white pencil which you can mark things with. So say you wanted to bedazzle a specific word, you could do that with the pencil and then put the little gemstones on top. But overall, what works best for this, or at least this is what I did, I would take the glue and add it to small sections of my workspace, fill that up with the gems, and then move on to another space and repeat this process. That way the glue doesn't dry down too quickly, because I will say it's nice when the glue is still wet and like relatively liquid, because you can move the gems around and it makes it really easy to place things. But when it gets more tacky and a little bit drier, the gems do stick pretty well and it's harder to move them around. So I definitely recommend doing a little at a time, and it looks really nice. This is the finished product. I think it's so adorable. Honestly, now that I bedazzled his head, I want to bedazzle the rest of him, but I don't have it in me to do that at the moment. But I will say this is a really fun craft, and if you've been seeing it and you wanted to try it out, please do so. That is our craft for tonight. For our next project, this next project will probably take us a couple days to finish because it is kind of late in the day when I'm starting this, and that is a custom order. We are making 2 dolls, and they are going to be representative of Glinda and Elphaba from Wicked, okay? It's going to my customer so she can gift it to someone else. The patterns that I'm using for this are a combination of Poema Studios, the Kindred Spirit little doll pattern, and then I also bought, I forget who I bought the mod from, but it's a modification for one of this girl's princess patterns, but I just bought the modification. I don't have her original pattern or anything, but I wanted to use that mod to help me modify the Kindred Spirits one, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of freehanding, but at least I have some pointers. So the base pattern we will be using is from Poema Studios, and I will link it down below. Look at my little Miso. She's being so terrible. She's being a very bad girl right now, but she's so cute. Tell me not. Does this not look like a little magazine puppy? She's so cute. Anyways, yesterday I went to get my nails done and they gave me a customized cup. So you know what I did with it? I have Elphaba's arms in here because I did start it the other day. However, I really didn't get far. I got those arms done and then I got the head done, and I stopped because I needed stuffing and I didn't have any. So I was waiting for the mail to come in for that. So we're using Goblin from Parfait Chunky and Black from Parfait Chunky as well to make these two, to make Elphaba. And for Glinda, we're going to be using Ballet Pink. If you didn't know, this is my favorite shade of pink that Parfait Chunky has. So we have Ballet Pink for Glinda's dress. We have yellow, or I think sunshine, for her hair. We're going to be using Marshmallow for her face. And then we're going to be using gray for her little tiara. Okay? That's where we're at right now. I am going to actually make Glinda's arms because I did modify the Kindred Spirits pattern already, and I don't want to forget. So while it's still fresh in my head, I am going to make the arms and throw them in here. The arms for Glinda, I think they're just all like bare skin. I don't think she has straps on her dress, and even if she does, you know, we're going to make it a strapless dress. So let me make those, and then we'll move on to the head and body of Elphaba. Hi friends, I wanted to give you guys an update on the Glinda and Elphaba dolls. So this is Elphaba, and she actually lost her hair. It's here. I made it, and I actually free-handed the braid, and then, or like the hair, and then I braided it. There we go. That's how her hair is looking. And I did make the hat last night. It's been a couple days since I've worked on this, but ta-da. I decided on pink for the little ribbon because, you know, Glinda has a pink dress. So today I'm actually going to start on Glinda. I did her hair before. Again, I freehanded this from how I used to make my doll patterns, and this part is going to be curled together. So there's one curl that's like a little thicker because it's going to be 2 intertwined, and then we might like pull it back from the face. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it looks like when I make the head and body, but I'm gonna do that now, and I'm also unsure of how I'm going to do the skirt, but we'll figure it out. So for right now, this is all I have for Glinda, and she needs a little tiara. So I'm going to start on her body, and I do have the arms somewhere. Ta-da! So I'm using Marshmallow for the skin tone, and I'm using Ballet Pink for the dress. Let's get started. I have an update, and the sun just went down, but here is Glinda. Glinda's not ready yet. She's missing her tiara, but I have to sew her head on, and then we can add her little tiara on here. But here's her dress. super puffy, super grand, like it is in the movie. And then here we have Alphaba. Oh, where'd her hat go? With her little hat. Again, I just have to sew on all the little parts and then they'll both be ready. And I think I may add some little lashes to them as well, but let's secure everything in place so we can add the little details. Ta-da! Look at Glinda and Alphaba! Oh my goodness! You guys, I combined 2 patterns for this. Honestly, the only part that I used from the modification that I bought is the hat. That's it. The rest, I pretty much use Kindred Spirits from Poema Studios. The dress I freehanded, the hair curls and all that stuff I freehanded, the tiara I freehanded, the hair over here I freehanded, same with the skirt, but the body is Poema Studios Kindred Spirits. And here are Alphaba and Glinda, and they are ready to be gifted. I have to drop these off. Actually, I'm not sure when. Maybe I'll drop them off Friday. But now that we have finished Glinda and Alphaba, they look really cute. I have to say, this is what the back looks like. I'm actually going to move on to making some stitch markers. We have 1 order and then we have 2 stitch marker clubs. Ignore the pink dino. We're not making that one. We're making the bee, the bear, and then the snowflake. I forgot to take a video of the finished stitch markers, but here they are. They all turned out wonderful. Next on our list, I can choose from the Cotton Candy Splash Cow, the Libra plushie, the shrimp brooch, or the All From Jade squids. I'm not even going to say anything about the Zephyr sweater that I could make that I have on this list. I'm going to go with the Cotton Candy Splash Cow. And I was going through my yarn today and then I remembered I wanted to make this cow, so I pulled all the colors. This is the main color we're using for the Cotton Candy Splash Cow. I don't know why that's what I decided to call this cow. I don't know. Whenever I saw this color, I was like, yeah, Cotton Candy Splash and then cow. But this color is called Pastel Clouds from Premier's Little Bunny collection, and it has white, blue, purple, yellow, and pink. So of course, to accompany this, because this is going to be the main body of the cow, I have almond butter for the spots of the cow, since I feel like if I put any other color as the spots, it would be very hard to see them. Then we have purple for the hooves and the horn. We have, of course, pink for the snout. And last but not least, we have blue for the ears. So this is the color combination for the cow. And now I'm just going to get started. And I also have an All From Jade squid on here. And I think I want to make it in this yarn. I've had this yarn from, I want to say this is from Hobie for quite a long time. And I caked it up, but I've never used it, so I think this is going to be our next project after the cow. So quite some time has passed since I started this cow, but I am absolutely obsessed with how it's turning out. It's so cute. The only thing that I wish was that more of the pink was shown on the front rather than the back, because like, why? But it's okay because the snout will be pink and it'll like bring everything together. But it's so cute. I can't wait to have it done. And then I can show you guys in the sunlight tomorrow, because right now the lighting is so yellow. And do you guys want to see my dogs? Look at this guy. He is just so cute and precious and adorable. And Honey Bunny is here. And my little miso girl's on the other side of the couch. Oh my goodness, she's dreaming. Anyway, so we're hanging out. Here is my finished Cornelia in a Cotton Candy Splash version. I really love how she turned out. The only thing that I do wish I did differently is do the horns in brown and not purple, because like I said, they blend in. So I am glad I did the spots in brown. And I also didn't add the spot here in brown because I just felt like it wasn't needed. So I didn't add it. She is so cute. I love this plushie so much. If you guys are interested in this pattern, you can find it on my website or on my Etsy. I have both open as of now, and this is how the back of it looks. I really love this yarn, so let me go over the yarn with you guys because I don't think I did. This one is actually Premier Retro Velvet in the blue color, in the light blue color. This is Premier Retro Velvet in the pink color. And then we have Premier Parfait Chunky in almond butter and lilac. And then this fluffier yarn is Premier's Little Bunny yarn in the color Pastel Clouds. And I think she's so cute. I did add some embroidery, so I have some eyelashes and some eyebrows. And yeah, she's so cute. I'm going to go take pictures of her now. And I figured, well, not that I figured, but I realized she looks so cute laying down like this. She looks really cute laying down like this. And then also if she had the legs back and laying down like this. I don't know, I'm going to play around with taking pictures of her, and of course I'm going to take one like this. But anyways, I really like how she turned out, and we are going to take the yarn for my squid with me because I will be out with my family. So during the car ride, I'm going to make that squid, and we'll see how that goes. Guess what, guys? I finished the squid. I don't know if I told you guys. I think I told you guys last night that I was going to work on it today, but look, we're twins. Ready? Twins. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of this pattern. I did make jumbo squids from this pattern a few years ago, and they recently just sold at my markets, but I was like, oh, I want to make it like in a smaller yarn, like it'll be so cute. And you know what? I'm still not a fan of this pattern. I thought I was gonna like it more in like a thinner yarn, but I don't really like it that much. I do think it's really cute with the mouth I put on it, but I don't know, I probably won't make this squid again, but I did, you know, I wanted to make it, so I did, but I'm not like obsessed with this. I am just gonna leave that there. And you know what, guys? I recently found some unfinished projects that I had, like a booty frog that I can finish. I have some chickens and mini chickens that I can finish. So I think I'm just gonna do that because honestly, I don't want to start on my next project, which my next project is going to be the Libra from Crochet Zoologist. She used to be M's Cozy Creations, or M's Cozy Creations. And I was gonna say that, but no, Crochet Zoologist is her new name. So I was gonna do the Libra from that, but I feel like I would get mad if I tried to do that right now. It's like 7 o'clock or something, and I'm tired. So I'm just gonna finish up the projects that I had started like months and months ago, and that way I'll feel like a little more accomplished, and we're getting things done at the same time, but it's like mindless work. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be right back. I'm gonna gather all my projects, and then we'll sit down and talk about what we have to do to them. I have a booty frog that's not stuffed, so we have to stuff it, and we have to add eyes to this booty frog. Then I found a spider. I forgot I even made this. I made this I want to say like 2 years ago is when I made this. So I picked out some eyes. We're going to do 3 different sets of eyes. We're going to do 12, 10, and 8 to give him a bunch of little eyes. And I don't know if I like the way this little hump on him is. Whatever. We'll leave it. Save it for next time. Then I found some chickens. I have a burnt orange chicken. I have this pretty white and tan. This used to be one of my favorite Sweet Snuggles Light colors, or Chanel Homesome. I think Sweet Snuggles Light though. It's a really pretty color. And then I have mini chickens. Look, I have a little brown one and a little tan one, and I think with these we're going to turn these into keychains. I'm going to see if I have any charms that I can add on to them. And then I have a little tiny octo. I'm not sure why I never put a keychain on this one, but I never did. So we're going to add some keychains to my inventory. 3 more keychains, 2 chickens, 1 spider, 1 booty frog. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot. I also made a bunch of lavenders, and I never put them on like a dowel or a stick. So I have 2 of these purple ones. They're like a bluish purple. And then I have 1 bluish purple mixed with, I don't know what to like a dusty mauve color. And then I have 2 dusty mauve lavenders. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put both of them on 1 wooden dowel because these are really thin compared to the other ones. So look at this. So I feel like I should just put 2 of them together and then do it that way. And yeah, I'm gonna start with these actually, and we're going to use this green yarn that I have no idea where it's from, but we're going to use that for the stem color of the lavender, and then we'll work our way through all the rest of these projects. But while I'm sitting here, I am going to hot glue eyes onto the spider, and I think onto the frog as well, because I don't remember if I could put in a backing into these baubles. So I'm just gonna glue it in, and then we'll stuff these and move on to the keychains and whatnot and embroidering stuff on the chickens. So yeah, let's get started. I'm starting with the task that is most daunting to me, which is hot gluing all the lavenders on because I don't know, they just take forever to do. Ta-da! I have 4 lavenders. Okay, look at this one. This one is so long because I put 2 together, but I think it looks really cute. And I almost wish the other lavenders were as long as this one, but it's okay. This one's a little more petite, as you can see. I used a different yarn for this, and then I combined the 2 yarns for the middle one, and then I have 2 of the bluish purple. I think they look really nice. So these are ready, and I'm actually going to save these for my flower markets in April and September/October. So this is nice. It's nice to have these done. And the next thing that I'm going to do for tonight is just glue in these eyes. I have eyes on the spider now. I don't know if I like them too much, but you know what? It's staying. And then I have eyes for my frog. Everything else we will get to tomorrow because it's getting late and I need to get to bed. But I have work tomorrow, so let me glue on these eyes and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. It is the next day and I'm back with supplies, okay? We have some keychains for my 2 mini chickens and the little octo. I picked out some beads to turn the chickens into bag charms. The octo I'm just gonna leave as a regular keychain. And I also have some scrap yarns to use for the beak and the comb of the chickens, the bigger ones, or actually the mini ones too. And then I have some black yarn for embroidery. And okay, this spider is done. So I will just add him to my inventory and then we'll be done with this. I don't know why I still have him here, but anyways, he's here. And we're also going to stuff this guy. And I think I'm going to stuff this guy and finish off this octo first because those take the least amount of time. Then I'll move on to the big chickens and then we'll do finish with the little chickens because those take the most work. But let me show you the bead combinations that I came up with for the little chickens. I think they look really cute. So here are the little chickens alongside their matching colors. So for this orange chicken on the right, I have a blue and orange butterfly along with matching beads. And I'm also going to add some flowers as well. And then for the brown chicken on the left, we have a pink theme. But let's get started on the projects that take a little less time before we get into this. Good news, friends. I have finished all the tasks that I said I was going to finish today. So here is our little octo keychain. So cute and so tiny. I may turn this into a bag charm at one point, but right now it's just going to say a keychain. I love it so much. And then I forgot that I did the frog, the booty frog. I love putting these faces on my plushies. And then look, he has a booty. He has a booty. I don't know if you could see it that well on camera, but he has a booty. You see, he's cheeked up. Anyways, froggy. And then I have the octo. And then I was actually going through all my yarn and I was going through my scrap yarn. And guess what? I used scrap yarn to add the little comb and the beaks onto my chickens. I think they look so cute. I love this so much. I also modify this pattern so I don't have to sew the comb on. I just surface crochet it. So if you guys have this pattern, I highly recommend surface crocheting on the comb because it's so much easier that way. And then I'm most excited about my little chickens. I'm so excited about them. I think they turned out so cute. Look how cute. Ta-da! And I don't think I'm going to make these 25 because usually I do 25 for my bag charms, but these ones I'm just going to put at 20. And here we go. We have a little butterfly detachable stitch marker if you would like to use it, or like as a zipper charm. Then we have flowers and some gold, and we also have the brown and pink version. Again, I use the same colors for all of their combs and their beaks, but the pink has obviously a pink butterfly, pink flowers, and I think they just look so darling. So if you guys want to check these out, they will be on my website by the time you see this video, and they're so cute. I love them. I'm gonna take some pictures tomorrow. And then this one I'll just have for my market. I'm not planning to put this one up because it's just, I only have one, it's fine. So anyways, that is all for tonight. Tomorrow we are going to start the Libra from the Crochet Zoologist, and I'm so excited for that. We are going to make it in a weight for yarn because I will be keeping that project. Unless I feel really passionate about it, then maybe I'll put it for sale. But at the moment, I am going to make it for myself because I am a Libra. So I am very excited about it. I already have thought about the colors I wanted to use because I wrote down my list of fun crafty things to do whenever I have a break quite a bit ago. So we're gonna do that then. But I also have an update for you guys. I know in the intro of this video I mentioned doing a sweater for myself, and the update is that I did start it. I got this bee bag from my friend Cheyenne, and all my squares are in here. Oh my gosh, I actually have another one started. I didn't know that. But I only have 4 squares right now, and I need 20 of them. So these are my 4 squares. They are giant. They're like the size of my head. They're huge. So it's gonna be 1 and then 2 this way, like down the body, and I'm gonna have 3 of those. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 more on each of my arms. So that's 6 and then 10, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the back. But these honestly take quite a bit of time, so I don't think we'll be able to finish this sweater in this video, but I did want to say that I started out on it and I have 4 squares done, and I'm working on my 5th. So I'm about, right now, I'm 20% of the way through, but I will be working on these while I'm at my parents' house. But with all that being said, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for when we make the Libra. One last thing before I go for tonight, I wanted to show you guys my bedazzled eggplant Sonny angel. I got this one for Christmas, and when I came home that night, I decided to bedazzle him, and I just did it off camera because I was watching Santa Claus on on my computer, and I just wanted to just wind down because I was a little sad that Christmas was over. So I just did a little craft to make me feel better. Look how sparkly it is. Okay, now I'm done. Okay friends, today we are starting on the Libra from the Crochet Zoologist, and I just picked out all my colors. Here's what we are working with. These are all skinny chenille, petite pearl, or something of that weight. This is a weight 4 yarn. So this is in the lighter pink color. I believe it's called Piglet. This is the darker blue color. I have no idea what this one's called. This one is, I think, like blue multi or something like that. This one is petite pearl. This one is Elise Softy. This one is skinny chenille in the cream color, not the super white. I think this one might be called Polar Bear. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's just a multicolored pink and purple. This one is from Hobie, and it's the cream color. And this one is from Lion Brand, and it is the purple color. So this is my color palette for the Libra. Let's do a Libra update. I don't know if I told you guys why I'm making the Libra one specifically, but I am a Libra. That is my astrological sign, so that's why I decided to go ahead and do this one, because I would at some point like to make all of Crochet Zoologist, all of M's zodiac patterns, but I decided to start with Libra because that is my astrological sign. And here is what I have so far. I decided to pin the wings back a little bit, but I think I may cut the little yarn that I used to fasten it off with and have them go out like this, specifically for the picture. I haven't decided on that yet, but here are the eyes I used, and I want to say these are eyes that I made myself, but honestly now I'm not sure. Anyways, they're like a purpley pink color, really pretty, but I don't remember if I made these, or I don't think I made these. I think my friend Addison made them, but she doesn't remember making them, but I'm pretty sure she's the one that made them. Anyways, here it is. He looks so goofy. I took pictures here, I'm gonna put it here, while I was making it, and I thought it was looking so goofy, but I love this pattern. It's made so well. The pattern itself is made so well. I love all the techniques she used in this pattern. I think it's so good, and the neck shape is perfect. I also really love the wings. So here is where I use the multicolored blue and then the multicolored purple. And I used, oh, actually, did I show you guys the pink? Did I say I was going to use pink? Anyways, I actually didn't need the whole skein of yarn for the pink. I just cut off a small piece so I can do some embroidering on the top of it, because I haven't finished that yet. But I did decide to go with the purple. I was struggling if I should do the multicolor with purple or with pink, and then I decided to go with purple because it was just more vibrant and I liked it more. So these are the wings, and I think we're gonna detach them so I can like make them go like this. I don't know, we'll see, but that's what I'm thinking. And yeah, this is what she's looking like so far. Here are the feet. They're so cute. I love the feet so much. I did take the tail of the feet and just tuck them a little bit after crocheting them in so they're not floppy. I don't know if that was written in the pattern or not, but it's kind of like an intuitive thing that I do now. Anyways, I'm sure it is though, because she's a great pattern designer. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut these wings off and reattach them. And then I also made the moon and sun, but the sun is missing one of the little apexes, let's say. That's my fault. I did something. But this is what I used the Elise yarn for, and these are going to be hanging from the swans from the Libra's mouth, but I just haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. And then we're going to do some embroidery on top of the head and embroidery here on the chest. This is going to be the Libra sign here, and then over here we're just going to add some floral looking embroidery. But that is where we're at with my Libra. Like I said, I'm going to reattach the wings because they're making me mad the way I sewed them on. So yeah, and also for pictures I wanted them to be standing like this. I didn't realize I wanted that until I sewed them on already and it was too late. So yeah, that is my update, and we're almost done with all the items on my list. Ta-da! I have finished the Libra, and I did fix the wings so that they're not flat against the body. I had them so that they're standing up, and I did not end up adding any embroidery because I thought it looked really cute as is. I just did the little crocheted sign for Libra, and yeah, I am obsessed with this little Libra swan. I think it's so cute. I love this entire collection that Em has with all the zodiac signs. I definitely recommend checking out her page. I want to say another one of my favorites is the Taurus. I really liked that one, and I do like the crab one, and I believe that one was Cancer. But this is it, you guys. We're here to close out the video. Here are some projects that we made. We have the lavenders that we put together. We have the eggplant baby. We have the pig baby, and of course I did make some gifts in this vlog, and I do have some finished whips that I already put away because those are going to be sold, but I do still have these out. However, they will be ready for my markets this year. And with all that being said, that is it for this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had some time to unwind and relax during the holiday season, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us for 2026. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications if you like to be notified anytime I post, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.